Three,
Let's
two,
see.
one. I think we're back, guys.
It's
I think we're
working
back.
now.
Just
Looks
a few
like it's working.
seconds. We're gonna share this out to our personal like that. So if you're watching this on replay, hold on a few seconds.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Be like about 15,
I
20
will
more
be talking
seconds.
about scholarships in about 15 to 20 seconds. Scholarships and networking.
Scholarships and
A
networking.
little complicated, but we're getting the hang of it.
There
Hope
we
y'all can
go.
hear me. All right. We're live on Pre-PT Grind page. It's a little delayed, but I think we're good. All right, let's show that. Show that. And it should show up on, there we go. Hey,
You
we
see it?
live. We be live. Yeah. We're live on Pre-PT Grind page.
Pre-PT grind?
Yep.
All right.
I'm going to share this to my page, my personal. All right. That group?
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah. Okay, it is in the group.
Yep, it's in the group now. We're good to go. All right.
All right. All right. We live.
Let's
I
see, we
think.
got people coming on. People coming on.
Cool.
Hey, it's all good, man. As we begin, I think the biggest thing is to just kind of give a shout out to the new podcast episode and Mr. Jerry Durham
Yes, sir.
coming in and dropping some fire. And for those of y'all that have not seen it, don't miss out on that. I mean, shoot, even the title itself is kind of crazy, right? Why you should not be a physical therapy student? Why physical therapy school might not be for you? And that in itself is a pretty loaded topic. Someone might look at it and be like, yo, I'm getting myself in the wrong thing. But at the same time, I think it will also, on the contrary, reaffirm the people that feel like physical therapy is for them. So what were your thoughts about a case before we get going?
About the podcast first, I gotta
Yeah, man.
congratulate you on getting the series prediction right. That 5-1 series prediction.
Hey,
I think Jerry was at 6.
We can't
6
spoil it for
games.
them though. Yo, Casey, yeah, he thought it was gonna be game 6. But yeah, man, I felt it coming. I thought it was gonna be a 5-game series. But let's get going. So for those of you that are seeing this video later on, this is a video that's directed to pre-doctor of physical therapy students, so pre-PT students, whether you're in high school, college, and whatnot. If you're seeing this live or you're seeing this later, this is really directed towards you. We're going to be coming on once every week. And the biggest purpose is there's a lot of things that we feel as though would have helped us a lot as pre-PT students that we're going to be sharing with you guys and the value that it may have. The two biggest things that we're going to be talking about today is scholarships, as well as networking and what those have to do with being a pre-PT student, whether you're high school, like I was saying, or a college student, like you were saying. The first thing we're going to hit is scholarships because money is a factor. And I know there was a live earlier today with Andrew Moran and Greg Todd, our mentor. And Greg was even saying that school should be seen as an investment. And I think a lot of times we look at the negative aspect of school. We look at the fact that that school is who knows how many $1,000s. Sometimes we're getting to the six figures and more, and fail to acknowledge the fact that it's also an investment. And so I think that's something important to remember. That's something that's crucial to know. And we're going to go in with that mindset as we talk through the two topics that we have. All right. So, Casey, what are your thoughts on scholarships? Actually, let me ask this: like, bro, what scholarships did you ever use, or did they ever play a part in your journey in school right now so far?
Yeah, so starting in undergrad, Andrews University has a few scholarships to school, so I use scholarships directly, mainly scholarships directly through. Things that I've used are just little private scholarships, you know, a few $100s here,
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
It pretty much work.
Yeah. Now you broke up a little bit. You want to repeat that last part?
Andrews University has scholarships through the school, just specifically for the school. Also, GRE for grad school, there's a scholarship there through our school, and also individualized private scholarships here and there, a couple thousand, couple hundred, and lastly, just work through undergrad and through PT school for extra money.
Definitely. And I think the crazy part is, yes, a lot of schools do have some things that are lined up that they offer and present that are useful scholarship wise. My biggest thing is, one, I was on the other end, man. Like, I didn't take advantage of them. That's, I think, why this is such a relevant topic, because I didn't understand a lot about scholarships. I didn't understand. I felt like they were really a burden. I didn't really think I'd even have a chance. Even the process of finding the right types of scholarships, man, it just scared me as a whole. So personally, I regret to say, I mean, looking back now, I regret to say that I did not take advantage of scholarships. And with our university, Andrews University, being such an expensive school, like, that's no joke. And so for someone that especially for those of you that are going to a school that's maybe, I mean, 20, 30 grand a year. And yeah, that's real, because that's what we do. For y'all to have to pay that kind of money, I mean, you want to be able to have the options available to graduate with as low a debt as a low an investment as possible, or student debt. And so I think that's why this topic is crucial. So, like, for myself, I saw a few classmates that were applying for them. They were like, man, I looked on Google. I mean, it just sounded like such a long process. I was like, yo, I don't even know where to find them. I don't know if they're the ones that are right for me. Heck, even if I get it, will it even benefit me at all, right? And so I think that's the biggest thing for me. And so looking at schools, first of all, is important to see if they offer anything. But I think also knowing where to access other scholarship options is key. What are your thoughts on that?
So what I have to say is, like you said, there are so many options for scholarships. There's a website here. You scroll down on Google to the second page, there's a website there. And they have thousands, tens of thousands of scholarships. You're like, come on, like, what am I supposed to do?
Exactly.
I say pick like 4 or 5, narrow it down, just like you would narrow down your PT school. Narrow down your scholarships and focus on 3, 4, 5, something small that you can manage, and really put your time and you give the best effort into those. Because community service thing, I guess and it's not, you're not gonna get any, because they're gonna feel it. You're not gonna get nothing. So I say focus your efforts and intentionally find scholarships through your school, through Google, we'll give you some other options in the future, but that's what I have to say to that. Focus your intentions on a few scholarships and put all your effort into there so you can extract the most from those few scholarship opportunities.
Yeah, definitely. I actually want to add something to that. I was listening to, shout out to our boy Will Boyd, host of the Student Debt podcast, and I was listening to it, and it was one of the more recent ones, and he was his guest, and I can't remember her name. I apologize if you're watching this at some point. But what she said was what she started doing, and I think that podcast caught my attention because if you guys haven't heard it, there's a young lady that came on the podcast who essentially had a full ride through school, not because of something the school offered her, but because of how she was able to find scholarships. And one key thing that she mentioned was she stopped focusing on the big like $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 offers, and she started focusing on the smaller local ones because the bigger ones are the ones that have more competition, right? There's a lot of people trying to get the bigger ones, but now when you start focusing on the smaller ones, $500, maybe $1,000, $300, and you apply to a lot of them, then you have more, like it's less competition, one, but then as you get a habit of even how to write your essays and all that's required to apply to them, the better you get, one, but two, the more of a likelihood you have to actually get that scholarship itself.
That's the way to go.
Yes, sir.
That's the way to go. We have a at my end. It's from Yusra's in the house. Shout out to Yusra. Can you
What's
see
up,
that?
Yusra?
I just showed it. She's asking, are there any scholarships you can apply for the summer before PT school or while you're in PT school?
Bro, sorry. I'm looking around because my computer is about to die, so I gotta plug it in. Yes, there are like the way someone told it recently to me was you can apply for scholarships till like the last week of whatever program you're doing, and that goes for being in PT school as well. So there's an app that I started using. It's called Scholly. Scholly. So look it up on Google. You guys can download it on your iPhones if you have an iPhone. And the app, what it does is you enter in a lot of like your information, whether it's what year you are, whether you're in college or whether you're in grad school, and you enter your name, your age, even like your GPA, just things like that. And what it does is it matches you with scholarships that are appropriate for you. Not scholarships that are just for PT students or pre-PT students, but individuals that just meet your criteria. And the best part about that is one, like those are the ones that you're going to have the most, the best chance of getting, first of all. But the matching in itself is absolutely seamless. So when I was looking at them, I mean, every month they're sending me an email saying, yo, you got more options. And so for you, it's really up to you clicking. And there's some of them that are free that you don't, well, not free. There's some of them that don't require essays. And at first that was appealing to me because you're saying, man, I don't got to write anything. And, you know, maybe I get chosen, maybe I don't get chosen. But the biggest thing that I learned, and it's actually even mentioned in the Breaking Student Debt podcast with Will Boyd, the biggest thing that I learned was the fact that the ones where you have to write an essay for are the ones that you have more of a chance in doing. Heck, when something's free, everybody wants it. When you don't have to write an essay for something, everybody hops on. And so what I would suggest is trying that app. I know there's a number of other apps out there, but I found that Scholly was a very, man, they're not even paying us for this, but I found that Scholly was a very good app to help you individually. Like everybody that's on this live, everybody that's on the pre-Doctor of Physical Therapy students page would be able to get even different options in terms of the apps. I mean, in terms of the scholarships that they would be able to attain based on like their characteristics, whether that's GPA, year in school. For grad students, that they're going to give you certain ones. For undergrad students, they're going to give you other ones. And so, yeah, and that's all the time. You guys can access that right now. You sign up for that, you guys can access it. I think you have to pay like $1 something just so you can have access to all of that. But I think less than $2 is a phenomenal investment for you to be able to gain hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in money for scholarships.
Yeah, so the name of the guest on Will Boyd's Breaking Student Debt podcast, her name was Jocelyn Peonita. Peonita? I'm probably butchering the name, but I'll put it in the comment section below.
Definitely.
Yeah,
And
that's a good podcast to listen to.
That's one that I would say hands down, you have to listen to. And like I said, guys, I'm looking back now and I'm calculating how much money I could have saved by applying for more scholarships and not being lazy, looking at one and saying, "Hey, I'll apply." Like it was literally so bad as to the fact that like our program would offer us a scholarship and they'll say, "Hey guys, there's a scholarship being offered. You guys in the class, you guys may have a chance to get it. Just apply by this date and whatnot." And I'd look at it and I'd say, "Oh, that's nice, $500." Which now looking back, that's a pretty decent amount of money.
Oh yeah.
I was like, $500, maybe. And then the deadline, yeah, man, deadline would come and I'd say, "Man, I don't want to write an essay and all of that stuff." But there's an art to it. And like I said, man, I don't want to steal all the content from it because it was so powerful. But that podcast, again, Breaking Student Debt podcast, really even kind of breaks up how the guest on the show writes up her essays, where it comes up like she'll go on a whiteboard or grab a blank piece of paper and she'll maybe pick up the topic. So what's a random topic? Why I want to be in physical therapy school, or let's say that's a random topic. Then now you start drawing lines from that primary topic. Sorry, am I still here?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
You start drawing lines from that topic, and those lines are ideas that are branching from that. And so instead of sitting down and grabbing, going on a Word document or Google Docs or whatever and trying to type out whatever comes to your head, you have all these ideas that are just presented in a manner that now all you have to do is take that and articulate it. And with a lot of scholarships, you can take similar things that you've written in the past and tweak it and make it appropriate for that. But the more you do that, the better you get at it. And so like I said, once again, I would recommend, I would highly recommend opting to try the ones where you have to write out the essays. Heck, you have to write essays for a lot of different things. Applying for PT school, being in while in physical therapy school. And I'm personally not a writer, but I'll even tell you. I mean, Casey and I have done blogs. Many of y'all have seen Casey's blogs. I mean, we didn't really write all that much. Case, how much did you write before you started blogging?
As little as possible. As little as possible. Bare minimum.
Bro, as little as you could get away with, right? But the more you started doing it, how good did you get? You got better, right?
Oh yeah.
And so it's the same thing. It's the same thing. But I think at the end of the day, sorry y'all, just trying to make sure nothing dies on us. But I think at the end of the day, it's just making sure that you go for them early. If you're in high school, you're in luck. If you're in college, you're in luck. If you're in PT school and you still got some time left, you're in luck. My problem is once I graduate, my luck is out, right? Because I'm no longer a student. So the options that you guys get, I don't get anymore. You feel me? And so that's why I would say hop on it now. Scholly, y'all. Scholly is a great app. If they hear this, hey,
contact us.
If they try to sponsor Pre-PT Grind podcast, I'm cool with that for sure. You know what I'm saying?
PrePTGrind@gmail.com. Contact us.
PrePTGrind@gmail.com. But that's the biggest thing is hopping on it sooner, hopping on it faster, because I have peers in my class that are in the six figures already in terms of debt. I'm talking anywhere from $150,000 plus easy, because that's how it gets, especially when you go to an expensive university. And so I think that's something that's noteworthy. I don't know. Case, what are your thoughts?
So scholarships are all about getting the money for PT school. How about we talk about how to keep the costs low before PT school? Like we were talking before the live, and you were saying something about community colleges and school, well, before PT school.
Yes. I think I think. Oh, we lost everybody. I'm out here trying to be sneaky and charge my phone and everything at the same time. I think what Casey and I were talking about was Casey and I go to a school where we're paying what 32. How much money we pay, Casey?
Something like that, yeah. A year?
Yes. So we're doing like $32,000 a year easy. And so with what we're paying, I'm looking at other universities, and I think at first the thought was, man, the school that I go to sets me up for being a better PT or whatnot. But the biggest thing is you're trained pretty close to the same from school to school. Different schools have different styles of teaching you, but you come out of PT either way. So one, on the part of getting into a PT program, I would look for inexpensive options as well. Look into that as well. Don't just try to go to the biggest and brightest school. I mean, if you want to, that's cool. I'm not saying don't, but there are options of PT schools where you'll literally graduate maybe $9,000 a year, which when you compare it to ours, which is $30-something thousand a year, add that up for a 3-year program, sometimes even a 4-year program if it's a flex program, right? Some of them will be online programs where you're taking online classes and then going on the campus for practical classes, but inexpensive options are not a bad idea at all.
Even but community college before
even community colleges, exactly before PT school even. Community colleges for your prereqs. Your prereqs are your prereqs. If you took calculus, if you took anatomy, whatever it is that's a prerequisite that can be offered at a community college, that will transfer over. If it transfers over to whatever university you're trying to get into, take it. A credit is a credit. Whether it costs you $50, whether it costs you $100, whether it costs you $1,000, a credit is a credit. And so all you want to do is be able to access that information, learn that stuff, but at the same time, you want to make sure that your pockets are not being you want to make sure that your pockets are not too heavy. You're not paying more than you should have to. And had I thought about that, given I was trying to get into Andrews University, but had I thought about that, I think I would have approached a lot of things differently. And I think a lot of this is with Pre-PT Grind, a lot of it is, one, things that we think would be valuable for you guys to hear, but at the same time, things that we may have messed up on that we wished someone else would have told us at that point.
Yeah, that's perfect.
You learn the most important stuff during your clinicals and in the clinic anyway. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Our good friend, Anthony, business owner, clinic owner, longtime PT. Glad to have you join us. What's going on? Yeah, listen to this great advice. The comment before was saying, look at the fastest, lowest cost option, which is pretty much what you were saying before. Then, if you do that, all the good stuff is going to be coming at the end in your clinicals and stuff like that. Is what Anthony was saying. So keep that money. Yeah. Keep that money. No
hands down. And I think it, with what Greg Todd and other behind your name. I mean, yeah, like it look good. You sign your name after his name. Like it looks good to other clinicians and stuff like that. But in terms of your effectiveness, it doesn't really have as much weight as most would think. And by that, why I'm saying that is because I've met individuals that have said, man, I went to this university, but you can't tell them apart from someone that went to a smaller university that's not as expensive. In the same way, someone can have a lot of letters behind their name, but it doesn't always equate them being an amazing clinician, right? And so it's the same thing. Go the most inexpensive route that you can, while also, making sure you look into the school. Like make sure they're accredited if it's trying to get into PT school. Obviously, if it's a college program, make sure that people actually learn. But I think a lot of times it's going to come to you. I mean, Casey will tell you in the last year, there's moments where he just had to teach himself because where he wants to be is is a little opposite of where everyone else is, right? I hope I'm not hurting anybody's feelings, but Casey, am I right?
Yeah. Gotta say it.
I'm spot on, right? Gotta say it. So, yeah, man, those are my thoughts.
Good. So we took a lot of time on the scholarships. If you haven't, your students page, our Instagram, preptgrind@gmail. We'll email you back. We'll get in contact with you of this live. We wanted to talk about networking as a pre-PT, then as you get into school as a PT, then as a clinician. It never stops. And networking for me was always like a horrible word. I was just like, oh, networking. I have to go up to somebody and be like, oh, my name's Casey. I do this and this. And they'll be like, ain't nobody care who you are. I would be like, who wants to do that? Like, nobody wants to go up in a conference, a room full of people who are better than you and get shut down.
Yeah.
Like, when I heard that word, like, horrible. But like what we were talking about earlier was like networking has totally changed because of what we're on now.
Yeah.
A little bit about that before the live.
Yeah, man. For me, the first time, man, I'm telling you, I figured it out a little late, Casey. Just like you, man. Like for me, the first time it clicked as to how important networking was my first day in physical therapy school. And the way that went down is first day in class, I mean, you're sitting in the room with 30 some odd other individuals, half of them or most of them you've never met before. And you realize, man, for the first time, one, these are people that are about to be ride or dies because our program is just like your standard PT program. So everything is just on campus. But at the same time, I realized, man, when I graduate from here, I'm going to be connected to 37 plus other clinicians, other physical therapists, individuals that I can reach out to, access for knowledge, like send other people to. But that came from the fact that we were interconnected. So I was like, yo, if that's what it is with 30-something people in my class, now you realize how effective social media becomes. And I'm like, man, if I can develop similar relationships with people that think like me, are as driven as I am, actually are more driven than I am, because you have to have people that are pushing you every step of the way. But now I can connect with them and I can, one, learn from them, but also like stay linked up with them. Heck, the Pre-PT Grind podcast, I don't think it would exist in the manner that it is today had we not networked. Isn't that right, Casey?
True.
Had we not networked, man, like, so one of our buddies, we reached out to him. He had already been doing a podcast and we said, hey, bro, we're trying to just glean everything you can. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that you have learned from doing podcasts, anything and everything. We want to learn. We want to be students because we want to do it too. But up until this day, Will Boyd once again. Yeah, go figure. But up until this day, Case, have you met Will?
No, in person, no.
I haven't met Will.
SSPT Live 2018.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yo, Will, we want to see you there, man. But I haven't met Will. But one, I feel like he's my brother, right? Two, I've learned so much from him, and we wouldn't be doing what we're doing every single week had it not been for that connection and many more through Smart Success PT, right? Thank you, GT. But I think that's where networking becomes huge, because I think a lot of times we think, man, I got to wait till I'm a professional to start networking because I want to know other professionals and whatnot. No, man, you know how many more people I would know, whether they're PTs, not PTs, in other professions. I'm talking doctors, I'm talking lawyers, I'm talking social media gurus, I'm talking athletic trainers, people that I could have been meeting, whether it's on Facebook or whatnot, had I thought about that in high school, had I thought about that in undergrad, right? Like marketing becomes your access to everything, both knowledge and opportunities, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that's why I think it's important to start utilizing those avenues, especially when you especially when you don't have people around you physically, whether it's people that are physical therapy student potential, like pre-PT students, whether it's people that are just in the health fields or professionals that you can really look to. You got this, you got Facebook, you got Twitter, you got Instagram, you got everything that the internet offers you to access. Right.
So how does this apply to junior in college or, senior in college, somebody transitioning in? Why does a pre-PT student need to network? They're not getting a job soon. They're just trying to get in. Like, that's their biggest concern. I don't care about networking. Like, I'm trying to get in. I'll think about that later. So is that even important to me, as someone, a pre-PT student?
Heck yeah. I mean, the advice of the people that I take the most are the people that I know. You know what I'm saying? If some random guys give me some random advice, and heck, I may be that like Casey, they may be looking, well, they know you more, but like, they're like, yo, Joseph, we've seen a few things from him. Who's this guy trying to tell us anything? I mean, shoot, like, I respect that. But the more you interact with somebody, once you've like spoken with them, once you've been exposed to their content more and you feel as though you have a connection and understanding, you're bound to listen to them a lot more, right? So if I came to you for advice, Casey, I would know for a fact that you wouldn't just give me a bunch of nonsense. Like, you'd speak to me from your heart, like from your experience, right? Because trust has been built. And so I think with connecting to other individuals, whether it's reaching out to them, and yeah, you will get shut down at times where people are like, man, I don't have the time for that. You're not even in PT school yet. And it may feel like that, but the relationships that you develop will allow you, one, if you're trying to even discover whether physical therapy is the route to go, the people that you trust, the people that you've developed a relationship with, whether they're local or on social media, somewhere else on the other end of the country or out of the country or whatnot, you're bound to listen to them a lot more. And they're also going to give you content that they feel would be valuable to you specifically and not something generic. So on that, like in that way, I think it would be important. But I think the most important thing is you just learn so much more about what's out there that you're not exposed to locally, that you're not exposed to at school, in high school, that you're not going to be exposed to in college, that, I mean, I obviously in PT school would be exposed to it, but you're going to be a professional at one point. So you start building out, you become dangerous by the time you finish up school. Like, that's just, I mean, if I take a big bowl and I put one pebble in it every single day, right? In 1 year, think about how many pebbles would be in that bowl in 1 year. But if I started 6 months from now with that same deadline, how many pebbles would be in there? Half as much, right? It's the same thing. Those pebbles are your connections. Connections mean everything. Like I said, connections are opportunities. And half the time, it's not even what you know, it's who you know, right?
True. We're at about 30. If you're interested in this networking thing, call it whatever you want. Call it stalking on Facebook. Call it following on Twitter. Call it friend request on Facebook. Don't even use the word, because like I said, I hated it. So here's what you're going to do. Write this down if you need to. You're going to make a Twitter account, or if you already have a student, and find the people who you like. Find the people who are talking about what you want to talk about. Find the main people at the top. It's going to be, the people who post the most, get the most likes, retweets, who have the most followers. Follow them. You don't even have to say anything. Don't say no. Then don't do nothing. That's your first assignment for the day. Then go to Facebook. Go in this Doctor of Physical Therapy students group or Doctor of Physical Therapy. There's a bunch of groups. Just join and, scroll for the person, see who's a clinic owner, see who's a PT already, see who's friend requesting for the first day. Next, go to Instagram, do the same thing with the hashtags. Then go to a site, newgradphysicaltherapy.com. See what they're posting. See what other stuff they have, what kind of people are writing for them. If you feel like you can contribute, that's a way you can network and get your name out there without saying hi to anybody. I mean, they'll email you back and you'll talk to them a little bit, but You don't have to say hi to anybody. That's the first day. That's networking right there. Game over. Second day, retweet somebody's thing, like somebody's thing, share somebody's thing on Facebook. That's all you got to do. In a week, 2 weeks time, they'll know you. Like that's how I got to know Anthony on here, Andrew Moran. I think he reached out to Cody. We known each other. That's my roommate, old roommate from undergrad. Shout out. So like, yeah, just like simple stuff like that that you probably haven't thought of that that networking is. So that's your little assignment. So take that with you. Check out Scholly.com. The link's in the description or in the comments below. Check that out and check out our pages. Check out Instagram, Twitter. Everything's Pre-PT Grind. Email us if you have more questions. We'll be back next week, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we'll be back with another little 30-minute topic, little 30-minute discussion. Share it with your friends. Invite them to come on, learn some, ask more questions. We'll answer them for you. And yeah, it should be a good time.
Yeah, man. It's been real. I'm excited, bro. I'm excited. And like I said, the biggest thing is, I mean, we're going to be sharing things that we believe will be valuable to you, especially as pre-PT students. And the biggest thing is, one, we wish we would have learned those things, but two, some things we benefited from, and we hope that a lot more people can also benefit from those things. So we're going to be having a lot of fun. If you
Hold on. Say that again one more time. You were breaking up a little bit.
Did I cut off again?
Yeah, cutting off a little bit. I think you're okay now. You might be okay now. Try it again.
The Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all that stuff. We'll have a lot of fun coming, a lot of good stuff coming. Don't miss it. All right?
We'll see you next week.
That's it, man. All right. Deuces.